Yeah, it's your boy Zeek Raw. Welcome to my new comedy special where I'm about to make you laugh your ass off. And without a further ado, getting ready to come to the stage is me, your boy Zeek Raw. Yeah, y'all know how that go. Y'all know how that go. Hey, do me a favor, DJ. I need you to cut that shit real quick. Hey, thank you. Hey, what it do? What it do? I just want to give my props and a shout out to the greatest of all time, Bernie Mac. Like he said, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. But after saying all that, I went to my man crib, right? And I'm just sitting there chilling. So I hear somebody crying in the kitchen and shit. So I get up. And I go in the kitchen, and it's my man mom, he's sitting there. She got her head down and she crying. And I said, excuse me, ma'am, is everything okay? And she said, no, he don't love me anymore. So I look around. I don't see a nigga nowhere. So I'm like, well, who don't love you anymore? Before she could open her mouth, this fucking rat with Mexican boots jumped from behind the fucking refrigerator with a guitar talking about, I don't love you anymore. I don't love you anymore. And I looked and she looked at him and she said, Stanley. I just walked out the fucking door. Can you fucking believe that crazy ass shit? You supposed to laugh, not cheer, you dumb motherfuckers. There you go, but it wasn't that motherfucking funny. Well, anyway, the next day when I got to work, I had 2 tickets to the ball game. So I asked my main man, my coworker, did he want to go? Because I knew I had to pay for the tickets because this nigga, the stingiest motherfucker I ever seen in my life. So he like, yeah, I'll hang out with you, but first I got to go home, get a kid some candy so I can hang out. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we get off. So we walking down the street. So my phone rings. A kind of important call. So I get on the phone and I'm talking. And I see this nigga just walking off. Just keep bending over. Just picking shit up off the ground. I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? But I was so into my conversation. So in the next couple minutes, he said, we here. I said, damn, you ain't even stop at the store to get no kids and candy. He said, oh, don't worry, I got it. So I'm like, okay, so we go in the house. So he got 3 kids in there. So this nigga, listen, y'all, this nigga pull out a bag full of hard shit. Yeah, you heard me. A fucking bag full of hard shit. And he started handing it out to the kids. And he must have been doing this shit for a long time, because every time he hand one of them kids a piece of that shit, all you would hear was, yay! I just was like, what the fuck? So you know what I did? I just walked out the fucking door. But this time when I got home, I called DHS on his ass. Not only did I report him, but I also told him that them kids, they full of shit. Man, you just can't make this shit up. All this crazy shit happening to me. So I got invited into a party. Now, I normally don't go to parties, but shit, I've been having a fucked up week. Got one lady, got a rat singing to her, and another nigga feeding his little kids shit for candy. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to the party. I need to loosen up. But when I got to the party, this party was deader than a motherfucker. You hear me? Had motherfuckers laying on the couch, sleep. They ain't even move the furniture. They just stacked the shit all on top of each other. And then I heard this one girl say, I can't wait till Sonya get here. That's when the party gonna get lit. So I said, okay, well, who the fuck is Sonya? So I'm just sitting there chilling. All of a sudden, the fucking door flew open. This little kid walked in. She couldn't have been no more than 3 years old. And why the fuck did she have on a trench coat with some patent leather shoes? All she did was pointed at the DJ and said, hit it. She started bobbing her motherfucking head back and forth, rolling her motherfucking shoulders, dropped down into a motherfucking split, and then backflip back on 2 feet. Everybody got the fuck up and start jamming and shit. My jaw just hit the floor. I just looked like, what the fuck? So you know what I did? I just walked out the fucking door. I said, fuck a Uber. I just walked. And when I finally made it home, my man Troy was knocking on my door. So I was like, Troy, what it do, nigga? What you doing over here? Oh, man, I just want to come bust it up. You know what I'm saying? You know how that is. So I'm like, cool. Now, man, Troy go way back. One of my first jobs I ever had, I worked at a restaurant called Sizzlers. And, you know, I was waiting tables and shit, you know, getting that little bit of money. And Troy was working the tables with me. But one day, he just stopped in the middle of the floor, had a whole tray full of food on there and just stood there and mesmerized. And I was like, yo, Troy, what's good, dog? He said, oh my God, do you see that? I'm looking, I'm like, what? What? He said, Lord have mercy, over there by the salad bar. I looked over at the salad bar, goddamn. It was a motherfucker, like, you couldn't tell me this motherfucker wasn't King Kong's sister. This nigga was this nigga was mesmerized. This nigga was straight mesmerized, and that's when I found out that this nigga like fat chicks, but he don't like fat chicks. This nigga like humongous fat chicks, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I remember the first time that I met his wife. So he invited me over to his house. So I went over there to his crib and I was chilling. And he was like, yeah, I really can't go nowhere or do nothing. I got to watch the kids till my wife get home. But, you know, sometimes she come home early for lunch. So I'm like, okay, all right, bro, we'll chill for a while. You know, I'm getting to meet the kids and all that. Little kids was fat as a motherfucker, too. So all of a sudden I heard a car door shut. And one of the little kids looked out of the window and said, Dad, mom home. And I looked, she was walking up the driveway and all you heard was, I said, what the fuck was that? And she said, the bitch kicked her toe. And then her theme music came on. She went in slow motion. You know me, I just stood there like, what the fuck? When she walked in the door, man, she was so fat and fucking black that if you painted her fucking belly white, she'd be Free Wilhelmina. She's standing there talking to him, gave him a good big old hug, motherfucking hands looking like motherfucking whale wings and shit. So she said, honey, I just came home to get a quick bite to eat. And I was like, oh, okay. Came home to get a quick bite to eat, huh? So they went in the kitchen and all I kept hearing was this noise again. Like, what the fuck was that? Damn. So I moved a little closer to the kitchen and I heard that shit again. I said, man, what the fuck going on, bro? So he come out the kitchen. Like, you know, he was trying to stop me from going in the kitchen. I was like, well, what's up, man? He said, what's going on, bro? He said, oh, nothing, man. Just, my wife just having some lunch. And I said, well, god damn, what the hell is you feeding her? That nigga looked at me and said, a whole crate of fish. I said, what? I said, a whole crate of fish? You mean the wood and all? He was like, yeah, man. The wood and all. And I said, oh my fucking God, bro. So the next time that I had seen him, he invited me over for Thanksgiving. And you know me, I'm a big Thanksgiving. God, I love Thanksgiving. One thing I love is turkey. So I'm looking forward to that turkey and that stuffing. So I get over there. I'm hungry. I ain't eat all day. So when I finally get there, I hear the daughter say, Dad, Mom ate the whole turkey again. I'm like, what? I know I ain't just here. What I think I just hear. And she said it again. Dad, Mom ate the whole turkey again. So now I'm mad as a motherfucker. No turkey on Thanksgiving. No turkey and stuffing. So I just said, fuck it. I'm being disrespectful in they motherfucking house. So I walked up to her and said, excuse me, ma'am, but can you please tell me why you ate the whole turkey? She dropped the pan that was in her hand and looked at me, then looked me up and down and said, because I cooked it. I said, what the fuck? I started cracking the fuck up. That shit was... Bro, let me... Oh, so once I stopped laughing, now I'm mad as a motherfucker. So you know what I did? I left. When I go outside, I see the car that she pulled up in looked like the motherfucker lopsided. So I'm like, man, well, what the fuck is going on here? So I went in front of the car and looked on the left and right. Man, you ain't gonna believe this shit, bro. It was motherfucking white walls on one side and motherfucking truck tires on the other. Yo, you can't make this shit up, man. Now here's some more shit that you just can't make up. You know how when you was little and you had your favorite show? Well, one of my favorite shows was Sesame Street. And I used to love Bert and Ernie. But as I got older, I found out something was the fuck up with them two, if you know what I mean. One day I was watching the behind the scenes show of the Muppets, and they was all in the back practicing, and I seen Ernie, and Bert's sitting there talking and everything, and then Ernie gets up and he sings his Rubber Duck song. So he says, he starts singing and shit, talking about some rubber ducky, you're the one. Rubber ducky, we're having fun, but you can't have no fun today if your rubber ducky went away. So when he said went away, he put his hands behind his back, and when he brought his hands back to the front, the rubber ducky was gone. So I'm looking, you know me, I said, what the fuck? That shit wasn't laying on the floor behind his shirt. So, where the fuck you think it went? So then I was like, oh shit, these niggas is tripping. Then the nigga spin around and the motherfucker say, hey Bert, you want a cookie, Bert? But he got his hands down in the front of his pants. Man, the last time I checked, cookies came in a box. So, what the fuck was this nigga? What was this nigga talking? What was this nigga talking about? But you know how? So I look over at Kermit, and Kermit over in the fucking corner, practicing, going over, the shit he get ready to say, and then that nigga just busts out and say, This is Kermit the Frog here today, live at the Muppet Show. So after he did all that, somebody called the police, and they came and locked Ernie the fuck up because there was some wrong shit going on. But at the time, I was working at the correction, facility. So when they brought him in and we processed his ass, I'm taking him to his jail cell. And when I push him inside the jail cell, y'all ain't gonna believe this shit, man. But this nigga ass started ringing, and he pushed his butt cheek and said, "Hello." I told y'all something was up with that motherfucker. I told y'all this nigga is crazy, man. But anyway, But this is your boy Zeek. This is my time, y'all. Thank you. Tune in next week for another one of my hilarious motherfucking shows. And when all else fail, you know what I'ma do? I'ma get the fuck out of there.